Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be exploring the world of Kabbalah, specifically the Zohar, and how it relates to spiritual growth and understanding the Bible on a deeper level.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. You might be a Christian, and maybe you're seeking a fresh perspective on scriptures that you already know, or maybe you're just curious about this mystical tradition.
Right, so for those unfamiliar, Kabbalah is this Jewish mystical tradition, and the Zohar is its central text. It's basically a collection of commentaries on the Torah, the 5 books of Moses.
Yeah, and what's really remarkable about it is how it takes these stories that, a lot of us grew up with and reveals layers of meaning that are often missed in conventional interpretations. It's like the Zohar holds this key to unlocking this secret code embedded in the Bible, and that's what makes this deep dive so captivating, I think.
Okay, so before we go too far, let's talk about where this mysterious Zohar came from. Now, it's attributed to Moses de Leon, a 13th century Spanish Kabbalist. But there is this debate surrounding its actual origins.
Right, that's right. Some scholars believe it's, this compilation of ancient wisdom passed down through generations, and others argue that it's mainly a product of de Leon's own creativity.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, what about the Zohar's view of the universe? This isn't your typical Sunday school cosmology, is it?
Definitely not. It describes the universe as this multi-layered reality, kind of like the shells and kernel of a nut. So at its core is what they call Ein Sof, the infinite, the ultimate reality that's just beyond our human comprehension. And from Ein Sof, divine light flows through these 10 emanations called Sephiro. Kind of think of them as vessels channeling this light into creation.
It's a very powerful image. And it ties into the idea of spiritual growth too, right? Just like the universe had these layers, our understanding of ourselves and the divine, it unfolds in stages. Each layer that we peel back reveals a deeper level of truth.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where this idea of tikkun olam comes in. It's this concept of repairing the world that the Zohar really emphasizes our active role in restoring harmony to creation. And this idea, it resonated so deeply within the Jewish communities, but its implications reach so much further than that.
This is not just about personal enlightenment, right? It's about making a real, tangible, positive impact on the world around us.
Exactly.
That's huge. That makes you want to ask, how does the Zohar guide us toward this world repair?
Well, it all starts with understanding the soul and its journey. The Zohar teaches that the soul has 3 parts: Nefesh, the vital soul; Ruach, the spirit; and the Neshama, the super soul. Now, after death, these parts, they go on their separate journeys, and their reunification is really essential for the soul's wholeness.
Wow, that raises so many questions. What are these journeys like, and how does this reunification contribute to Tikkun Olam? This feels like we're at the beginning of this very captivating spiritual roadmap.
It is, and the Zohar provides these fascinating insights into how our actions in this physical world impact the soul's journey and how they contribute to the overall repair of the universe. It even challenges how we see death. It frames it as a transition, not an end.
I see. So it seems like we're just kind of scratching the surface here, and I'm already captivated. But before we go any further into this spiritual roadmap, let's switch gears a bit and explore how the Zohar approaches the Bible itself. Because it's not just a straightforward commentary, right?
Right. No, not at all. The Zohar reads the Bible through this mystical lens, uncovering these layers of meaning hidden beneath the surface narrative. It's almost like those optical illusions where, you look at one image, but as you shift your perspective, it morphs into something totally different.
That's such a good analogy.
Yeah.
So give us an example. How does the Zohar decode a Bible story? What kind of hidden message are we talking about?
Okay, well, take the story of Jonah. Instead of simply focusing on a man being swallowed by a whale, the Zohar interprets it as this allegory for the soul's journey through the physical world. So it highlights, the soul's encounters with judgment, temptation, and ultimately redemption.
Wow, it really makes you think about those Sunday school stories in a whole new light. It's like the Zohar gives you this decoder ring to unlock these deeper spiritual truths hidden in these very familiar narratives.
Yeah, exactly. Or consider Jacob's blessing to his sons. The Zohar sees these blessings as containing profound spiritual significance, not just for his descendants, but for all humanity. It's like this spiritual blueprint encoded within those words, offering guidance for our own lives.
So the Zohar isn't saying we should disregard the traditional interpretations of the Bible, right? It's about adding a layer of depth, right? A mystical dimension that enriches our understanding.
Exactly. And it highlights the importance of understanding the symbolic language of the Bible, using those symbols as gateways to deeper spiritual insights. It's challenging us to move beyond the literal and embrace the metaphorical, and that can be really transformative.
This feels like a whole new way of approaching Scripture. Okay, so we've talked about the Zohar's origins, we've talked about its view of the universe, the idea of soul repair and tikkun olam, and its approach to interpreting the Bible. Before we move on to explore the more practical implications of all of this, can you share some of the more intriguing details that just make the Zohar so captivating?
Absolutely. So, for example, did you know that the Zohar states that the Sabbath day possesses a unique soul? So this kind of elevates the Sabbath to a whole new level of spiritual significance. It's not just a day of rest, it's a day that's imbued with divine energy.
That is fascinating. It really makes you rethink how we approach the Sabbath.
Yeah.
What else stood out to you?
Well, Zohar also describes a heavenly garden that accompanies the righteous. Imagine this paradise tailored just for those who have lived virtuous lives. It paints such a beautiful picture of spiritual reward and the enduring presence of divine grace.
It's like a glimpse into this mystical realm where goodness finds its ultimate expression. This is incredible. What other intriguing details can you share?
Oh, there are so many. The Zohar is full of these vivid descriptions of angels singing hymns at different times of the day. It's like there's this celestial choir constantly praising the divine, the symphony woven into the very fabric of the universe.
I love that. It really paints this picture of the cosmos teeming with divine energy and music and celebration. And wasn't there something about blades of grass having counterparts in the heavens?
Yes, this is one of the most intriguing details. The Zohar suggests that every single blade of grass on Earth has a corresponding star in heaven. It really highlights this incredible interconnectedness between the earthly and celestial realms, suggesting that even the seemingly mundane is part of this grand cosmic design.
Wow. That is a powerful image.
Oh.
It really challenges us to look beyond the surface and consider these deeper connections woven into reality. Okay, so we've been exploring all these fascinating concepts, but how does it all translate to practical action? How can the Zohar guide us toward soul repair and tikkun olam? Does it offer any concrete advice?
Well, while the Zohar doesn't offer like a step-by-step guide, it does emphasize certain practices and principles that can lead us towards spiritual growth and ultimately contribute to the repair of the world.
I'm all ears. What are some of these practices?
One of the most important is studying the Torah, but not just for its literal meaning. The Zohar, it encourages us to approach the text with this mystical lens, seeking those deeper layers of meaning that we were discussing earlier. It's about letting those teachings transform us from the inside out.
So it's more about contemplative study, engaging with the text in a way that nourishes the soul and sparks this inner transformation. Sounds like a really enriching way to approach Scripture.
Exactly. The Zohar also highlights the importance of prayer. Not just reciting words, but pouring our hearts out to the divine. It's about cultivating a genuine relationship with the divine, a sense of intimacy and communion that goes beyond just rote ritual.
So it's about cultivating a living connection, right? Not just going through the motions. What about actions? How does the Zohar guide our behavior in the world?
Well, the Zohar encourages acts of kindness and compassion, recognizing that our actions have this ripple effect on the world around us. It's about embracing that idea of tikkun olam, repairing the world through our thoughts, words, and deeds.
It's like the Zohar is saying that personal transformation is only one part of the equation. We're also called to act as agents of healing and restoration in the world. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness and taking responsibility for the well-being of the whole.
Precisely. And speaking of responsibility, the Zohar also emphasizes the importance of observing the Sabbath. It's not just about resting our physical bodies, it's about recognizing the unique spiritual power of the Sabbath as a time for renewal and reflection and reconnection with the divine. Remember, the Zohar, it claims that the Sabbath, it possesses its own unique soul, so it elevates it to this truly sacred space.
Yes, that detail really stood out to me. It's like the Sabbath becomes this portal to a deeper dimension of reality, a time when we can more readily access our spiritual essence and draw strength for the week ahead.
Exactly. So you see, the Zohar's teachings on soul repair and tikkun olam aren't just abstract concepts. They offer practical guidance for living a more meaningful and purposeful life, a life aligned with with the divine will.
It's really inspiring, isn't it? This idea that we can actively participate in both our personal spiritual growth and the healing of the world. It's empowering. One thing that really resonated with me is the Zohar's emphasis on the role of the righteous. They seem to have this unique responsibility in this whole scheme of things.
Absolutely. The Zohar, it suggests that the righteous are like these spiritual pillars supporting the balance of the cosmos. So their actions, their prayers, their very presence, it has this ripple effect that extends far beyond just themselves. They act as conduits for divine light, channels through which grace and blessings flow into the world.
It's like they become these beacons of light, illuminating the path for others to follow. It's a beautiful image, and it raises a lot of questions about how we can cultivate that kind of righteousness in our own lives.
Well, the Zohar doesn't, offer a checklist for righteousness. It's about striving to align our thoughts, words, and actions with the divine will, seeking to embody those qualities of compassion, kindness, and generosity that contribute to Tikkun Olam.
So it's not about achieving some kind of perfect state of holiness. It's about constantly striving and learning and growing and aligning ourselves with what's good and true.
Exactly. And the Zohar offers this really intriguing idea that even after death, the righteous continue to play this vital role. Their souls ascend to this higher realm and become part of this spiritual collective that intercedes for humanity.
It's like they join this celestial choir, this symphony of souls constantly praying and working for the well-being of the world. They don't just, disappear. They become part of something even greater.
And their presence, even in the afterlife, it serves as this source of comfort and inspiration for those who are still on their earthly journey. It speaks to this interconnectedness of souls across time and space, this enduring power of love that transcends physical boundaries.
It's such a beautiful and comforting thought, isn't it? This idea that we're all connected both in this life and beyond. Because let's dive back into some of the more and more intriguing details that we touched on earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm particularly fascinated by the Zohar's description of the soul's three parts and their journeys.
Yeah, it's a really compelling image. The Zohar describes Neshama, the super soul, as journeying through these celestial realms, while Ruach, the spirit, finds its home in a kind of earthly Garden of Eden. Meanwhile, Nefesh, the vital soul, remains connected to the physical world.
It really emphasizes this idea of the soul as this complex entity with different aspects operating on these different levels of reality. It's like we have these different dimensions of ourselves, each with its unique purpose and journey.
Exactly. And while each part of the soul has its own, path to follow, they are ultimately interconnected, all part of this unified whole. The Zohar even describes the Sabbath as a time when all three parts of the soul come together, reunited in the state of blissful harmony.
That's such a beautiful image. It's like the Sabbath becomes this time of spiritual reintegration, a chance for the soul to reconnect with its deepest essence and experience this wholeness.
And speaking of wholeness, I love that analogy the Zohar uses to describe the soul's descent into the physical world. It compares it to a king sending his son to a village to be educated.
Yes, that analogy is so powerful. It really reframes the purpose of our earthly journey. It's not about escaping the world, but embracing it as this classroom, a place to learn and grow and refine those qualities needed to return to the king's palace. That state of spiritual perfection.
Exactly. It suggests that our time here is an opportunity for soul development, a chance to cultivate those virtues and wisdom that will ultimately lead us back to our divine source.
Yeah, but the Zohar also acknowledges that the soul might initially resist this descent into the physical world, right?
Yeah.
It's like we're being called to this unfamiliar territory, and it can feel daunting.
That's right. The Zohar, it highlights that initial resistance, but ultimately it suggests that this descent is for our own good, a necessary step on the path of spiritual evolution.
And that's where our free will comes in, right? We have the choice to embrace this journey, to learn the lessons it offers, or to resist and prolong our stay in the village. You know, it's like we're given this incredible opportunity for growth, but it's up to us to seize it.
Precisely. And the Zohar makes it clear that the choices we make in this life, they shape our soul's journey, influencing our destiny both in this world and the next. You know, it emphasizes the weight of our decisions, reminding us that every action, thought, and word has consequences that ripple through our lives and beyond.
It's a sobering thought, isn't it? It makes you want to approach each day with more intentionality, knowing that our choices are shaping not only our present reality, but also our eternal future.
Absolutely, and the Zohar, it encourages us to align our choices with the divine will, to strive for righteousness and to contribute to the healing of the world. It's a call to live a life of purpose, a life that reflects our deepest spiritual values and contributes to something greater than ourselves.
It's a beautiful and inspiring challenge, isn't it? This idea that we can live in a way that nourishes our souls and simultaneously contributes to the well-being of the world. Okay, there's one more detail I want to touch on before we wrap up. It's that passage about each day of our lives being like this separate entity that appears before the divine court to give testimony about our actions.
Ah, yes. That's one of the most thought-provoking passages in the Zohar. It really emphasizes the significance of each day, reminding us that how we spend our time, it matters. It's like each day becomes this witness to our choices, a record of how we've lived.
And the Zohar suggests that if we live righteously, those days become part of our spiritual garment, a robe of light that we wear in the afterlife.
Exactly. It's like we're weaving this tapestry of our lives, thread by thread, day by day. And the quality of those threads determines the beauty and the radiance of the final creation. It's a powerful image, isn't it?
It really is. And conversely, if we waste our days, if we live in darkness and sin, those days become a source of shame and regret, a tattered garment that cannot clothe us in the world to come. It's a stark reminder of the consequences of our actions.
But the Zohar also emphasizes the possibility of repentance, of turning away from harmful actions and seeking forgiveness. It reminds us that every day offers this new opportunity to start fresh, to weave a new thread into the tapestry of our lives. It's a message of hope and redemption, reminding us that it's never too late to change course and align ourselves with the divine will.
It's so reassuring, isn't it? To know that we're not defined by our past mistakes, but have the power to choose a different path, to create a more beautiful future for ourselves and contribute to the healing of the world.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that even small acts of kindness, small moments of connection with the divine can have this profound impact on our soul's journey. It's about seeing the sacred in the everyday, the divine spark that's present in every moment, in every encounter.
And those moments, those seemingly insignificant acts of love and compassion, they become the building blocks of a life well lived, a life that shines with the light of the divine and ultimately leads us back to that source, to Ein Sof, to that state of perfect unity and wholeness.
It's a journey we're all on, whether we realize it or not. And the Zohar offers this map, this guide, to help us navigate the complexities of the spiritual landscape and ultimately find our way back home.
It's such a beautiful and comforting thought. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling very inspired by all of this. It feels like we've been given this incredible glimpse into a whole other dimension of reality. The spiritual realm that's intertwined with our everyday lives. It's both awe-inspiring and empowering.
It is, isn't it? The Zohar reminds us that there's so much more to life than what we see on the surface. It invites us to look beyond the surface, to see the hidden connections, the deeper meanings, the spiritual dimension that's woven into the very fabric of reality.
And it's not just about seeing things differently, it's about living differently. The Zohar calls us to embrace this journey of soul repair, both for ourselves and for the world. It's a call to action. It's an invitation to participate in the healing and transformation of ourselves and the world around us.
Yeah, and that's what makes the Zohar so compelling. It's not just this collection of mystical ideas. It's a guide for living a more meaningful and purposeful life. It,
Yeah.
it offers this practical wisdom that we can apply to our daily choices, our relationships, and our interactions with the world.
It's like it's giving us the tools and the inspiration to become these active participants
Yeah.
in our spiritual evolution, co-creators of this
Yeah.
more beautiful and harmonious reality. And it reminds us that we're not alone on this journey. We have the support of the divine, the guidance of these sacred texts, the inspiration of the righteous, and the interconnectedness of all souls.
Yeah, that sense of interconnectedness is so central to the Zohar's teachings, isn't it? It reminds us that we're all part of this vast web of life, and our actions have this ripple effect that extends far beyond just ourselves. We're not isolated individuals. We're part of this collective, a spiritual family that's journeying together towards wholeness.
And that brings a sense of comfort and responsibility, doesn't it? Comfort
Yeah.
in knowing that we're not alone, and responsibility in recognizing the impact our choices have on the well-being of the whole. It's a beautiful and empowering message.
It is, and it's a message that's particularly relevant in our modern world, where so many people feel disconnected and isolated and searching for meaning. The Zohar offers this path, way to reconnect with our deepest selves, with the divine, and with each other. It reminds us that we're not just these physical beings. We're spiritual beings having this human experience.
Exactly, and that human experience, according to the Zohar, is not just about accumulating wealth or achieving this worldly success. It's about soul growth. It's about contributing to something greater than ourselves. It's about aligning our lives with the divine will.
And the Zohar, it gives us this framework for understanding how to do that. It's not about adhering to these rigid rules or dogma. It's about cultivating a heart filled with compassion,
Oh.
seeking wisdom through study and contemplation, and acting in ways that bring healing and harmony to the world. It's a path of love, service, and transformation.
This has been such an incredible exploration. We've delved into the Zohar's origins, his view of the universe, the idea of soul repair and tikkun olam, the hidden meanings within the Bible, and so many other fascinating details. What's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from this deep dive?
I think the most important takeaway is that the Zohar offers us this new way of seeing the world and our place within it. It awakens us to the wonder and mystery that surrounds us, invites us to look deeper, to question our assumptions, and to embrace the journey of spiritual growth. It reminds us that we're capable of so much more than we often realize, and that our lives have meaning and purpose beyond just the mundane.
Beautifully said. It's a call to awaken to our own potential, to embrace the adventure of soul growth, and to recognize the profound interconnectedness that binds us all together. And it all starts with this shift in perspective, a willingness to see the world through the mystical lens of the Zohar.
So keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep seeking those hidden connections. And remember, even something as seemingly insignificant as a blade of grass has the celestial counterpart, a reminder that the divine is woven into the very fabric of our reality.
What a beautiful way to end this deep dive. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Until next time, keep those blades of grass and their corresponding stars in mind, and keep diving deep.